This video is all about the bizarre Florida housing market of 2023, which is not to be confused with the bizarre Florida housing market of 2022 or the bizarre Florida housing market of 2021. And although the market dynamics have shifted radically during that time frame, make no mistake, we have been in a very bizarre housing market throughout the state of Florida. Because unlike other markets which are getting decimated relative to the recent past, the Florida markets seem to be bulletproof, at least in comparison. And while I know that the economic changes that are happening right now, which are completely unprecedented, will eventually find their way into the Florida housing market. But while the US housing market has lost trillions of dollars worth of value, on a macro level, there is not one Florida housing market that I can point to which is on the decline. But to be clear, we're talking about a big picture market overview. And if you drill down into hyperlocal markets that exist within the state or within the metro, I'm positive that you can find evidence that there are some hyperlocal markets on the downtick. And full disclosure, I've yet to find one, and they certainly don't exist within Palm Beach County. But because it's impossible for me to know every hyperlocal market that exists within the state of Florida, I'm going to venture to guess that if I got hyper granular enough, I could eventually find one. But I might have to get so granular that I drill down to one house, finding a market that consists of one house. And those markets will be scattered all over the place because unfortunately, there are a lot of sellers out there that think they're playing the lottery and continue to overprice their homes. And one thing I can guarantee you is that overpriced homes in the Florida housing market do not sell. But today we're going to do a deep dive analysis into the bizarre Florida housing market of 2023 that exists for single family homes within the Sebastian Vero Beach metro, which consists of Indian River County. And what you can see is that closed sales are down 15%. Cash sales are up 12.4%. Median sales price eked out a small gain of 0.3% to $361,000, up from $360,000. But the average sales price in the Sebastian Vero Beach metro was up 68.3% to $916,000. That is a massive whopper of a change. And I suspect that that massive whopper of a change had a lot to do with the fact that the dollar volume in February was up 43.1%. But the median percent of original list price received was down 4.5%. 95.5 down from 100. Median time to contract and median time to sale both upticked exponentially to 49 and 94 days, respectively, up 158 and 60%. But new pending sales were down almost 9%, and new listings are down a touch over 7%. Pending inventory is down almost 16%, and the inventory of homes sitting on the market unsold, the active listings available, is up 137.4%, which translates into an increase of 209% in terms of months supply of inventory, up from a touch over a month to 3.4 months, which is trending to a neutral market fast. But make no mistake that trend is not your friend if you're thinking about selling, and it's certainly your trend if you're thinking about buying within the Sebastian Vero Beach metro. And if we look at the median sales price in this metro, you'll see that February eked out a very small gain, but it was a gain nonetheless. But nothing like the 22.7 or the 17.6% or 19% or 25% appreciation that we've seen over the last 12 months. Year to date, the median sales price is up 4.2%, which I suspect is the trend that you will see in most Florida housing markets throughout the next year. And average sales price tells a very different story. Now, in the past, I have said that I prefer the average sales price versus the median. But in this particular market, that is not true because there were obviously some very high price point sales that skewed these metrics. And these metrics are far less skewed and much more accurate in the markets that I serve within South Palm Beach County. But Indian River is a very different market, and each market will trade very differently, which is why it's critical to work with a professional who understands the hyperlocal market in order to advocate and negotiate for you the right way. If that's something we can ever help with, please reach out because we will get you connected with someone that we know, like, and trust who can absolutely advocate and negotiate for you the right way, no matter where you are within the state or within the country. But you can see that the average sales price is all over the place for the last year, and volatility within the pricing is obvious. In February, it was up 68%. In November, it was down 38%. In September, it was back up almost 37%, but July was down 13.3%. But year to date, the average sales price is up 44%, sitting at a touch over $750,000. And my assumption about average sales price and dollar volume within this metro is easily confirmed by looking at the closed sales by sales price. And what you can see is that the lower price points, and you can see the tiers in the column on the left, almost all of the lower tiers are down significantly, with the exception of a big jump of closed sales between $300,000 and $400,000, and closed sales $1 million or more upticked by 17%. And those 21 closed sales, I suspect, are significantly higher than $1 million in order to skew the average sales price, with the rest of these tiers being as low as they are. Which brings us to distressed sales. And distressed sales in the Sebastian Vero Beach metro in Indian River County are non-existent. Zero, goose egg, no foreclosures, no short sales, zero distressed sales in this particular Florida housing market, which is consistent with what we've seen throughout the state. Distressed sales are a non-event up until they are. Now, I hope you found this content valuable, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and check out my next video because I suspect you will love it a lot. And until next time, peace.